They're excited. They go to the South by Southwest conference to pitch the idea. A whopping total of two people rented out their property, which was now they went from 3 to 5. They almost doubled. They realized, hey, we're kind of struggling financially. They run out of money. They end up starting their own line of cereal. Their own line of cereal? Yeah, they take cereal they bought generically at the grocery store. They repackage it. They call it Obama O's. They sell it for $30,000. They sell $30,000 of Obama O's for $40 a box. And they get the attention of a venture capital investor named Paul Graham. And they keep pitching to Paul Graham over and over. He helped fund Dropbox and Reddit. He goes, hey, guys, listen. You guys are like cockroaches. You keep coming back, so I'm going to go ahead and give you $20,000. They spend all $20,000 flying around the country, flying, knocking on doors, meeting with Airbnb users, of which there's like 10, saying, hey, what did you like about Airbnb and how can we make it better? They do that. They end up making $200 a week at this point. Shark, you had a question for Brett about why he didn't give up or kind of the mindset. Walk us through what kind of questions you were asking Brett off the air there.
Sure. Well, it started when you were talking about the successful entrepreneurs that we all admire. Steve Jobs, Sergey, Google, Amazon, all these people who never gave up. And I just wanted to ask you, Brett, like when you had to move in with your sister, when your car got repoed, you have 20 people, they're not paying you. How do you keep going? What was inside of you? What was that mindset?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And, I think it comes down to two things. Number one, I just didn't want a boss. I had so much hatred for ever wanting a boss ever again.
Really?
Yeah. I know, strange.
Yeah.
And
I felt comfortable. That's very weird. Okay.
And number two, I at that point I had started looking for mentors, and I believed that I could find a mentor that I could then rely upon.
So you just kept pushing through.
Yep, just kept pushing.
And when you're pushing through, I mean, what kind of inner dialogue were you saying? Stuff like, "Oh, you're so drunk, you don't even know. You're just live in this van down by the river, and no one will even know that you're not." Or were you so motivated? Were you like, "Hey, I am listening to every Joel Osteen ever. I'm listening to all the Joel Osteen. I've got T.D. Jakes. I've got Napoleon Hill. I am just positive. I am a positive life force." Were you doing yoga? Were you wearing yoga pants? I mean, how did you stay positive, bro?
Yeah, at that point, it was just action, action, action. I'd wake up and I'd work all day long, and I'd go to bed, and then I'd wake up and I'd work and I'd work. So there was no time for anything other than that.
And Conrad Hilton, who started the Hilton hotel chain, you mean before Paris Hilton? I didn't know there was anything before Paris Hilton. I thought Paris Hilton started the business. No, it was Conrad Hilton.
Yeah.
And Conrad Hilton, he says you can Google it tonight, you can verify it. He says that all successful entrepreneurs have a bias for action. Oh. So right now, somebody's paralyzed by analysis. You got that paralysis by analysis. You're listening right now and you're going, there's so many ideas, I just don't know what I'm going to do. Well, check it out. 2008. They're flying around the country. They realize people don't like our photos. So, Shark, what do you think they did at that point? I mean, if you knew you spent $20,000 traveling around the country, all the money you have from your venture capital partner, and you discover that no one likes your photos, what would you do?
I would get some new photos.
So they went to New York City, door to door, to take photos of the houses. They took the photos themselves. Were they trained photographers? No, and I hope I'm getting to the core. I feel like sometimes I'm just this BB gun shooting at the battleship of just bing, bing. Because so many people, you've gone to college, you've gone to whatever and you've realized if I just get one more certification, I'm gonna be able to be successful. And every time you come to me, you fly in, you drive in, you call in, we talk, and you go, hey, I want to start a business. And I go, you should start a business. I go, I want to. Just like a T-shirt company. And I said, you should. I want to. You should. Well, what kind of LLC do I form? I said, listen, stop asking me that question. Listen, go out there and try to sell something before you worry about all the legal stuff. I'll give you a rule. Don't ever try to form an LLC until you've sold 15 somethings. Now, Paul Graham, this is what the advice he gave. And this is the guy who started Dropbox, Airbnb, Reddit. He's the guy who took them to the next level. He says this: what I tell founders is not to sweat the business model, LLC, too much at first. The most important task at first is to build something people want. For those of you who needed to hear that in slow motion, want. For those of you who are going, what? What are those words that you're saying? What? Let me repeat it back. What I tell founders is not to sweat the business model too much at first. The most important task is to build something people want. Why are you saying it that way? If you don't do that, it won't matter how clever your business model is. You see how clever I was there? It won't matter how great you. He's saying it doesn't matter. You have an LLC, you got a business plan. If you can't sell it, it doesn't matter. Shark, you meet people. You work with entrepreneurs. You help coach these people. They fly in. You work with them. You help thrivers. You care.
Yeah.
I care. We all care. Where do people get this wrong, my friend? Where are they getting screwed up?
Sure. I think some of it may come from like an old mindset. Sometimes things you learn in school, how things need to work, you follow these certain steps, then you're going to get this certain outcome.
I would never start a business until I had 27 things done. The first is I would have an LLC. And then after I get my LLC, what I'm going to get done is I'm going to get my, what was it? Oh, yes, my papers. I'm going to get my papers and my registrations and my licenses. And then I'm going to get my catering company started. And then after I get my papers, what was that? Oh, no, I'm too old. What father time? It's time to die? Oh, I guess I should have started earlier. That's what a lot of people do.
I love that you pulled the glasses down. I hope you could see that on Facebook Live. It was the best.
I'm just saying, that's what happens.
Yeah, it is.
Is it not?
It is.
It is.
So how do we move past it?
You always talk about this, and Brett just highlighted that with his answer. Just action, discipline, and action, discipline, and action.
So check it out. 2008. This is a full year and a half after starting the business. They end up making $400 per week. Why are you saying it that way? Why do you always say "wha" when it's supposed to be a W? Because it's memorable. Memorable?
Oh my gosh.
Homies, I'm a purple cow. So you're listening to the radio right now. You're not used to this. You're listening to somebody trying to keep it politically correct. I don't even know what that is. So here's the thing is, $400 per week. Shark, what would it be like if you'd had a business for a year and a half and you and 3 people are splitting $400 a week and you're living in a closet? What would that feel like?
I don't want to know, really.
What would that, Brett, how would you feel if you had 3 partners
I'm miserable.
and you're splitting $400 a week?
Yeah.
I'm very emotional right now. Shark, can you read the next part of our timeline here, point 14? I have to just get myself together.
I can. Well, this also happened in 2008. They were rejected hardcore by the famous venture capitalist Fred Wilson. And Fred Wilson, he's the guy who has funded Twitter, Tumblr, Foursquare, and Kickstarter.
So imagine what it's like. You go up there and you say, I'm going to meet Freddie McWilson.
Yeah.
Freddie Wilson. I'm going to meet Freddie freaking, you know what they're doing? They're in the car going, Freddie Wilson. Freddie Wilson. Because if you've ever listened to this, guys, if you're a thriver and you've ever started a business, you know what I'm talking about. When you have a good pitch, oh, my wife knows what it's like for me to get ready for a big pitch. When we get back, thrivers, I'm going to tell you when I pitched the founder of Sky Vodka.
Yeah.
With the preparation that you do when you get ready for the big pitch, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's not. My wife didn't appreciate it, I'm sure. She didn't like me during this time. But you get focused. You're ready for your big pitch. You get a chance to meet with one of the top venture capitalists in the world. This guy's funded Foursquare, Tumblr. You're going, oh, we did it. Oh, your friends are like, sick, you're meeting Freddie Wilson. And then what happens is then you go meet with him. What's he going to say? What's he going to do? Stay tuned. Thrive Time Show.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Thrivers, welcome back to the Thrive Time Show during your drive time home. We're broadcasting today from the Man Cave, a place where everything is burnable. You can burn anything. You burn paper, you burn wood, anything that's good, you just burn it. It's the Man Cave here at an undisclosed location. It's the Thrive Time Show remote edition here. We're talking today about the success story of Airbnb, how 3 dudes went from nothing, sleeping on air mattresses, to starting a $1 billion business. If you ever wanted to know how Airbnb or another $1 billion business made it, you can tune in and we teach these things. My name is Clay Clark. I'm the former SBA Entrepreneur of the Year. I have an unhealthy interest in business, and I'm here to help you grow a healthy business. And I'm joined here with Mrs. Sharita Bent. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
And Mr. Brett Denton. Mr. Brett, how are you?
I'm unbelievable.
Now here's the deal. You apparently worked together with the good folks at Boise State. Is that the Blue Turf?
Blue turf, yeah, Smurf
The
turf.
Smurf Turf.
Yep.
So you teamed up with the Smurf Turf, if you heard, Smurf Turf to team up, and you guys beat Oklahoma back in the day in that, what was it, that the Nachos, Tostitos, Tacos
Fiesta
Bowl.
Yep.
What was that?
Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
Sorry, I'm
yep.
very hungry. I was just mentioning all the food I want to eat here soon. But the thing is that you played on that team.
Yep.
You went on and you started a business. Tell us about the fitness business that you started.
Yeah, group training business. We help people get in shape, general fitness. We help you lose weight and feel good.
Where can people get a hold of you if they want to? If they were living in Boise right now and they say, I want to get in shape.
Yeah, best thing is to go to our website, www.Kvel, Kvell, fit.com.
They can go up there. They can sign up, check it out. It's a game-changing fitness program and regimen. And you've done so well helping people with their performance and fitness that people have begun to reach out to you and go, hey, could you help me with other areas like my financial fitness, my mindset, my time management? How could you I just need some performance improvement. And, you've said yes, and you've started helping people, and then those people refer other people. How do people get a hold of you if they need a little bit of performance coaching outside of the realm of fitness?
Yeah, for a little high-level performance coaching action, you can call me 208-991-6537.
Oh, yeah. Now, here's the deal, Thrivers. We were talking about Airbnb. They started in 2007. These two dudes, they're living together. There was three dudes. They shrank down to two dudes. They couldn't pay the rent. They start renting out their house on Craigslist and such. Two dudes and a lady rented out, $80 a piece. Pretty soon they're living in the closet, barely able to pay rent. They go, this could be a thing. They hire their former roommate, Nathan. Nathan builds a website for them. They go to the South by Southwest conference filled with ambition and excitement and optimism. They go, they sell 2 reservations. 2 reservations, not having any success. They kind of, we doubled occupancy almost. And so they ended up turning they took obscure cereal, like we're talking about generic cereal that you could find at the store. They turned it into their own brand of cereal called Obama O's. How did they do it? Did they get a permit? Did they have a license? Did they get it registered? Did they get a trademark? Did they get a logo? No. They straight up just paid someone to do some graphic design. They made their own box of cereal. They took cereal out of another box, put it in a box, sold it for $40 a box during the time when Obama was trying to become president. They make $30,000 doing this. Then they go pitch yet again to Paul Graham, who is one of the big venture capital funders out there. He helped launch Airbnb, Dropbox, Reddit. They reach out to this guy, and he was like, you guys are like cockroaches. You won't quit coming back. So he invests $20,000. That's so small, $20,000 in them. They take the $20,000, they spend it, they travel around the world. They discover that they discover that people aren't using Airbnb because people are saying they don't like the photos. So they change the photos, and now they start having rapid growth. Now they're going from making $200 a week to $400 a week. And now they get a chance to pitch to Fred Wilson, who's one of the top venture capital funders of all time, one of the top venture capital capitalists out there. He's the guy who funded Twitter, Tumblr, Foursquare, Zynga, Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And he rejects them. He shuts them down. He says, not gonna do it. So he shuts them down, and they're going, why did you sound like Darth Vader? I thought you were very nice. He says, well, I am very nice until I become Darth Vader and I shut you down. The thing is, he shuts them down. And so now they're like, oh no. But then Barry Manilow's drummer, they go, Barry Manilow, I mean, how obscure is that?
Yeah.
Barry Manilow, who's a jingle writer turned pop star. Mm-hmm. It's kind of where you're stretching, because you're like, Barry Manilow's drummer rented out our place, though. Yeah. He rents out his whole house.
Yeah.
And they go, that's a thing.
Yeah. So
they're able to use that little bit of credibility, that little social proof, and people start to go, Barry Manilow's drummer uses Airbnb. I should use Airbnb. Then in 2009, they changed the name from airbedandbreakfast.com to Airbnb. This is March of 2009. Now the site's expanded. They've learned more from their customers. They're now renting out tree houses, teepees, igloos, private islands, the whole deal. True story. So now they kind of get the media's attention because they're renting out an igloo. Where else can you rent out an igloo or a treehouse or a private island? Yeah. But I'm going to tell you how it feels when you pitch to somebody and you get rejected. Mm-hmm. Here's the deal. Back in the day, this ends positively for me. But the guy who was the founder of Sky Vodka, he reaches out and he says, hey, his assistant says, hey, Mr. Canbar would like to meet with you about helping him market his properties. Now, if you don't know, Mr. Canbar, Kanbar, he owns 1/3 of downtown Tulsa.